Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Slipstream ECC season number 9. We've just seen two clean sweeps, first in Division 3, then in the Vortex Division, which was quite surprising to see. Now we are here, just a division lower in the Champions Conference 3. We will be seeing 3 Croats, 1 Serb, taking it up against Team Ascence, or just Ascence, a full Swedish roster actually. Of course, for both of these teams, it will be their first time playing here in the Champions Conference, the first game as well of the Champions Conference so far. Champions Conference 3, of course, quite a competitive division. We see Domino Esports in there, 3 Croats, 1 Serb, we are going to be seeing now Opus Esports as well, Godelian Soys with first seed there. But I'm not alone, I'm joined by Herbie, welcome.
Hello, very pleased to be here for my first cast of the ECC Season 9 here in the Champions Conference 3. As you mentioned, it's a very competitive division, and both of these teams are appearing on the stream for the first time. So could be a little bit of pressure on both of the sides respectively, but I think the key for them to remember in this series, it's only your first one, and it's a long old season ahead. You can still lose a couple and make the playoffs, so just got to try and keep calm in this situation.
Yeah, you're talking about, you can maybe lose the first few series. I can remember a team that actually in the same conference, Domino Esports, last season they forfeited actually the first 2 series. In the end, pretty much won everything and got playoffs quite confidently. And so you can see, it's still 10 weeks of league play, well, 9 weeks of league play with 10 teams in it. So in the end, there's definitely a lot of chance to still make that top 4 spot when you lose this first series. But I have to say, you really do want to win that first series. It just brings that kind of, motivation, kind of, maybe a little bit of ego as well. Just, knowing that you're capable of, maybe beating a team that's higher seeded than you. That could always be a thing that could be playing here. But definitely for 3 pros, 1 Serb, they know what they have to do. Of course, they're in the top 4 when it is about seeding. I know one of the players as well, in the name of Hooded. I'm not sure if he's going to play today because I think he is a sub for that roster, but I know that he is quite well. He's a really good player, so definitely he is someone to watch out for if he's in the lineup for 3 Croats, 1 Serb. And yeah, on the other hand, we see Ascence, a full Swedish roster. Quite decent team as well. But in the end, just looking at MMR, it's around like 100, well, 80 MMR difference. So yeah, there's still, quite some difference there. But, in the end, you don't play Rocket League with MMR, you play Rocket League with your car. So definitely, you can't just underestimate teams that are lower seeded than you.
No, absolutely. 3 Croats, 1 Serb were my personal pre-season prediction to win this Champions Conference 3. I was very impressed with their performance in the Vortex qualifiers, and I'd like to see them go on to do well in a competitive division. And they are the slight favourites in this one with that 80 MMR buffer, as you mentioned. But is that really a significant difference at this level?
I mean, yeah, I don't think so. I mean, it's 17 something against 1830, I believe. So, in the end, it doesn't really count on like, those specific MMRs. Maybe, one team just, played a little bit more ranked than the other. It's, it doesn't really define skill, but what defines skill is really, the individual players and also the players, how they play as a team. And I don't really know a lot about these teams. Definitely, that there are new teams to the ECC, to the Vortex or to the Champions Conference as well. But what I just said, one player of 3 Croats, 1 Serb, Hooded, definitely a very solid, player in this division. Definitely, I did not expect he would actually play for a Champions Conference team, but for a Vortex division team, knowing his capabilities. But as I said, he is a sub, so maybe he's not starting in the main lineup. So yeah, we're just gonna see how that goes. And for Ascence, yes, full Swedish roster, probably in that region, one of the best teams there. But I can't really say much about that because I'm not quite in the network of the Swedish Rocket League scene there. But definitely, they just have something to prove here in the first series of the ECC in the Champions Conference 3. As I mentioned, quite a difficult seasons for them. Champions Conference 3, very competitive. Seeing teams as Domino Esports, Peter Griffin Fan Club, also a very, very good team. Looking at their roster, and then Market Gaming down there, even though they're like 8th seed, I definitely know that they can provide some good stuff as well. I know Passy, the captain of Morcats Gaming, actually saying during the division announcement stream, we are going to make playoffs. Not even we are going to make playoffs. No, we are going to win Champions Conference, or we are going to the Vortex division. Well, even though they're 8th seed, I definitely can respect that confidence in them. But they gotta play against these two teams still, Morcats Gaming. But yeah, it's just gonna be maybe Passy is looking as well, kind of scouting these teams. Because I have no idea who these teams are really, no idea who the players are, but maybe Passy does. I know Passy has been a coach in the bubble scene or even RCS scene, so he might be scouting there, maybe giving his own team some tactics for when he has to play against these teams. But, definitely, it has been for Morcats Gaming last season it didn't go too well. This season they're 8th seed. But yeah, we gotta see how they do, and we also really gotta see how these two teams do on the pitch, because 3 Croats, 1 Serb, Ascence, 4th seed against 7th seed. Of course, seeding doesn't matter too much, but I'm still gonna question you the question, Herbie. Who's going to win this series in your end?
Well, I just wanted to comment on your statement regarding Morcats Gaming. I think to get to this level of Rocket League, of course, you're not playing for massive amounts of prize money at this level. There is some prize money on the line, but I think it may go a little under the radar how difficult it is to even get to this level of competitive Rocket League. You have to have a lot of belief in yourselves, and you've got to have team chemistry. So the question that I want to put to you before we head on to predictions is, when we have 2 new teams participating in this, obviously this is only my 2nd season in the ECC, so I'm not too familiar with General Freeze tactics, sort of learning on the fly. What do you expect to see from 2 teams at Champions Conference level? If they're going to be successful, what do you see from them coming out of the gate?
Well, it's really hard to say because, I've just casted a Vortex Division game between Cagliari and HG Esports, and even the HG Esports were the favorites, and actually won that series as well. It was still very shaky defense from Cagliari, even though they're Vortex Division. It was quite surprising to see the amount of double commits and amount of just defensive mistake that shouldn't be happening. Definitely, the division like the Vortex Division. So it's always a little bit looking how the other team is going to play in the first series. Being the underdogs, you're actually kind of in the driver's seat. You don't really have much hope on you from viewers, from anyone else who's supporting your team. Well, if you you are the higher seed, in this case, 3 Serb, or what's the name? 3 Croats, 1 Serb. You still have that little bit of pressure being there. The first series, maybe you haven't played too much with your team, and then it can be quite scary to play against a team that's lower seeded. So definitely, I expect high level Rocket League gameplay, of course, here in the Champions Conference 3, a very competitive division. Every point counts, every game counts as well for game differential at the end of the season. Because, well, this team, 3 Croats, 1 Serb, is in 4th seed, which, of course, if they would end up here at the end of league play, they would be going to playoffs, but it definitely could also just end up in 5th or 6th, and in the end, lose on game differential. So in the end, game differential can be hugely important for both of these teams. They know that, and they know they got a lot to prove in the first series of the ECC.
Well, I'm going to have to go for 3 Croats, 1 Serb for my prediction. It would be silly for me to not go for them after predicting them to win the entire division. So I'd love to see a hot start from them in this series, try and maybe take it in 3 or 4 games, really establish some momentum heading into the next couple of weeks of the season. I mean, you want to get off to a fast start. I've already mentioned earlier on that winning your first series isn't paramount, but it's still a series, 1 of 9 that you're going to face in league play. So they want a good start, and the start is what we have now as we are underway with game 1.
And definitely, you talked about a great start, and 3 Croats, 1 Serb, it's really their job to do that, to provide that here in the first series, to deliver that. As we already see the first offense here, good shot, a clean shot there for 3 Croats, 1 Serb, but not being scored, but already early pressure there from 3 Croats, 1 Serb on the Ascence defense.
And here comes a follow-up shot. That one is saved by Rapper along the line, as it is the early pressure for 3 Croats, 1 Serb. Rapper will now clear this as far as halfway. Jordan chases it all the way down the wing, looks to cut inside. No, I think they went for the demo instead, and there was a big miss there that allows Alpen the opportunity to put it further forward. Swizz helps it on, looks for the shot goalwards, and Speedy clears that out to the left wing as the early pressure has slowed up a little bit. It looks like Ascence have gotten themselves back into it a bit, but as I say that, there's a huge shot off the post, another one off the bar from 3 Croats, 1 Serb. These are chances that they've got to capitalise on.
Well, yeah, you're saying that, you know, maybe the pressure has ended now from 3 Croats, 1 Serb, but I can still see them, you know, firing all the shots on the Ascence defense. It's just a matter of time till the first goal will fall for 3 Croats, 1 Serb. But now we see another shot coming in, but it's getting saved by Speedy, and we'll just try to get it out. Alpen will try to get a ball into the middle, trying to find one of his teammates, but, you know, 3 Croats, 1 Serb, the favorites here. I would say, I would predict them to win the series as well, but, you know, definitely they have a good start. They just need to finish their chances. There's 3 players from Ascence trying to go for that save. One of them actually gets it, but it definitely should go to the other side because they've been like in their hole for the last 1.5 minutes. There's so many shots already. 6 shots from 3 Croats, 1 Serb, 0 shots for Ascence. Well, that's gonna be the first shot. It will be saved by Brepo, but it's still goalless here. 2 minutes played in this game number 1, and definitely it has been 3 Croats, 1 Serb's game so far.
Well, Ascence coming out of their shell a little bit with that first shot on target, and the big news from the first 2 minutes of this game is that with all that pressure from 3 Croats, 1 Serb, they didn't get the goal they were looking for. They're going to push it forwards again. No, Brapo will try and direct it downwards. Alpen is there onto the rebound but hits the post. 2 players up for the clear defensively. That might not cut it at Champions Conference level. Can't be a double committing like that, but nonetheless, they get out of their own third and now trying to press forwards in the offensive half as it's Brapo in possession for 3 Croats, 1 Serb. Taken back by Rapper, deflects off the corner, back towards the centre. Huge clearance made by Swizz, and Alpen was back looking for the demo as there was just Speedy to counter that one for Ascence. But still, as we approach the halfway point of this game 1, the orange wall holds firm.
Yeah, well, I would say, you know, the players are looking a little bit nervous. Definitely the players of Ascence, you know, it's not really, you know, the fluid gameplay we would expect. And, you know, the players from Ascence really trying to, you know, trying to hold on because so many shots are getting fired. That's another one. That's number 9 already, and we've just been playing for not even 3 minutes. Definitely Ascence, they need to do something else than they're doing now because, you know, this is just not going to work, you know, trying to bang the ball forward. Now, maybe they can create some offense, but again, it's just being defended away by 3 Croats, 1 Serb, and they're just doing really, really well. Just trying to create that offensive pressure, but every time they just can't get past the defensive Ascence. But if they just keep trying, definitely they can create a goal. You know, in the end, you know, just try to just not concede there. You know, the shots that Ascence have fired are not that dangerous yet. It just, you know, I would say quite easy saves, but in the 3 Croats, 1 Serb, if they keep on having that offensive pressure for the upcoming 1.5 minutes, maybe even in overtime, I can't see them losing this game number 1.
Well, I just sense that Ascence may be growing into the game a little bit in the last minute or so. They've had the most recent shot on goal and have had possession pretty comfortably in their own defensive third, but this looks to have changed that as Brapo kept the pressure on. It will head into the direction of Alpen in the corner, who has to take it on along the ground, goes for the flick. That one's intercepted on the way by Rapper as we approach the final minute of this game 1. Still scoreless for the time being, but it's Ascence who look more likely to take the lead at the moment. Rapper will control the ball, get it up to the halfway line. Jordan looks for the crossover pass to Speedy, but they were rotating back on the far side. Rapper to take over, up to halfway. Brapo sends it across, looking for Swizz on the far side, and Swizz did get contact on it. This could be dangerous. But it goes all the way up to the opposite wing, and somehow this game still remains scoreless, and the offense has definitely slowed from 3 Croats, 1 Serb.
Yeah, definitely. Well, they just try to keep that offensive pressure, trying to connect with each other. You know, they need to find some kind of connection with each other to, you know, to break through the Ascence defense. But this time it will be a shot, the biggest chance for Ascence so far. But it will, I think, saved by Rapper, his own teammate. And in the end, it's not being provided into a goal. 20 seconds to go. That was nearly the goal for Ascence. It did not. Oh, that's an open net. That's gonna be the first goal, and it will be Speedy or Rapper in the end, getting the first goal for Ascence. And, well, completely against her run of play, it will be Ascence possibly, you know, taking the victory here in game number 1.
And 3 Croats, 1 Serb will be thinking back to their missed opportunities in the first minute or so, because now they've come back to bite them, but they can't dwell on it too long. They've got 14 seconds to try and get back into this and turn this game on its head. It is Brapo from the defensive third. Huge double demo in midfield there, but they continue to pursue the ball forwards. 5 seconds to go now. Swizz wins it back on the left wing. Brapo has got to get a touch on this, but Rapper wins it back, and that one is going to touch the ground, and it is a surprise victory for Ascence here in game 1.
Yeah, game number 1, a very surprising victory indeed for Ascence. Being under the pressure pretty much all game. If you have a look at the shots, 9 shots against only 5 shots from Ascence. Well, in the end, Ascence, they came back a little bit. They created those shots, but first of all, those shots weren't really that threatening. But then, 20 seconds left, you saw that open net there at the 3 Croats 1 Serb goal. And in the end, Ascence are not going to miss those. If you just get a goal gifted like that after you've pretty much, been a goal for the entire game, then you would gladly just take that chance and get the only goal of this game. 20 seconds to go. Ascence taking the victory in this game number 1. And while 3 Croats 1 Serb have a lot to prove here. I mean, definitely they were the better side then. But, it was just not good enough. In the end, all the chances they had were shared by Ascence. And, they remained goalless in this series so far.
Well, doubt is going to be creeping into the minds of 3 Croats, 1 Serb. I'm sure they're going to be aware that they were the slight favourites heading into this series, and now Ascence have arguably stolen the game. So if they start to play their brand of Rocket League a little bit more with some confidence in the next one, it could spell real danger for the team in blue. So you've got to get the first goal in this one. They need to try and get it as soon as possible to just... Because right now they're on a scoreless streak that's continuing from game 1 of the series. They are yet to score in the series overall. The longer that goes on, the more it's going to be preying on their minds. Here is Brappo from the ceiling, looking for Swizz. They decide to turn it into the corner, maybe get another pass into the centre. But Speedy steps up to make that clear as the defensive confidence from Ascence continues to remain sturdy.
Yeah, well, we see already early pressure from 3 Croats 1 Serb trying to get that goal to finally, get away from that goalless series they're having right now. But, the touches they're having, they're decent, but they're not really, threatening to make an offense. Swizz now trying to get a shot, but it will be easily saved there by Rapper. As Alfie trying to take it over, but Speedy beats him to that. Speedy trying to go for another one, but had no boost anymore to get the touch after the backward touch. We now see the ball on the side while Mr. Jordan takes it over. Swizz into the middle is not a great touch as Rapper will have a free shot, but it will be blocked there by Elf. And we are seeing 3 Croats 1 Serb actually quite struggling getting some good touches. Now the ball falls off the backward, a double whiff there, but it will be Rapper not whiffing this one as he will get a first goal for Ascence.
Well, Ascence take the lead a lot earlier in this game, just a minute 13 in, as opposed to the late winner that they had in the previous game. And the momentum is well and truly in their favour now. 3 Croats, 1 Serb have got to do something to arrest this swing of momentum. I think the answer to that is simply just continue to pile more shots on the opposition goal, because once you break them the first time, you may find that a few more shots start going their way. Here comes Brappo, and it's going to be 1-1. A huge tying goal here, a quick response to the opener.
Yeah, well, a great pass here into the middle, and then Brappo really fast to get it. Gets it past the 2 defenders in the Ascence goal, and a really good shot to be honest. I mean, it was in the middle, yes, but it was so powerful that the 2 defenders from Ascence couldn't quite get a touch on it. Maybe they could get a touch on it, but it was just so powerful, it just went basically through their car. And in the end, this is going to be the second actually. Swizz completely turns around this game number 2. It is not Ascence in the lead right now, but it will be 3 Croats, 1 Serb in a matter of 5 seconds.
Yes, just as I said a few seconds ago, once you get 1 goal, the floodgates have a tendency to open up. They're a lot like buses. You wait ages for 1 and then 2 come along at once, and that's exactly what's happened here. 3 Croats, 1 Serb in front, 90 seconds into the game, and they'll look to expand upon that advantage further now that things have... Pendulum has swung in their direction a little bit. Here is Alpen. That's a lovely pass into midfield, but intercepted along the way by Speedy. This one banks off the attacking corner. Rapper is there to follow it up. Alpen misses on the clear. That allows Jordan the opportunity to step into the play. Open for Speedy, who laid it off, and teammate had to rotate back. That allows 3 Croats, 1 Serb the opportunity to clear their lines. Here is Brappo on the right wing, pushes it up the side, all looking to get it all the way into the centre, and Rapper clears that over to the far side. So the goals have slowed down a little bit, and it is 3 Croats, 1 Serb who remain in front.
Yeah, and well, they are actually having that offensive pressure, just like in game number 1, where they had it a lot, but in the end still lost against Ascence because of that last 20-second goal from Ascence. But now I see them, quite having the majority of the pressure, half time to go. Still the 1 goal lead, like you mentioned, and they're doing quite well trying to keep that offensive pressure on the half of Ascence as the ball now falls into the middle. Mr. Jordan clears it away, tries to follow it up, but gets beat by his opponent. Well, I thought so, but his opponent couldn't quite get a touch. A save here by Brappo is needed, otherwise it would be the equalizer. But now we are seeing Ascence actually getting into some offense, trying to create those offenses, which they really need, of course. There's 2 minutes to go and they're still losing by 1 goal.
And they had a follow-up shot there blocked. Alpen was there to make the save for 3 Croats, 1 Serb. Rapper back pass to Speedy, who is going to put a shot towards the net. Swizz clears it away, gets the flip reset on this, extra touch as well. Lovely technique to get that into the corner, but they need something goalwards. Poe tried to direct it onwards, and that floats over to the far wing. Here is Jordan now. This one cut out by Swizz. Rapper steps in to make the clear, and Brappo all the way from the ceiling gets a touch on that one. Alpen to follow it up and, well, just get time off the clock for 3 Croats, 1 Serb, I think. They're not pushing too hard for an extra goal. Of course, they're trying to carve out that opportunity, but they certainly don't have the desperation that they did when they were behind.
Yeah, 1.5 minutes to go, and definitely Ascence, last time they got kind of gifted the goal, which has been the only goal of game number 1, free open net. But this time, I think, 3 Croats, 1 Serb, they learned from that, and they definitely will try to keep their net, which is just covered any time, any second of this game number 2. It's still 70 seconds, so they've learned from that game number 1. Because now they're having a 1 goal lead, just like the last game. But last game they just gave it away. They didn't even have a lead. It was just all scoreless until, in the last 20 seconds we saw Ascence just taking the lead there by an open net from 3 Croats, 1 Serb. Now 50 seconds to go. We see 3 Croats, 1 Serb actually with a lead now this time. Quite, controlling the play as well, just like last time. But this time again an open net. It will be saved in the end. A great interception there by Brappo. Otherwise, it definitely would have been equalized there by Ascence.
A massive defensive touch, and now the pressure's on 3 Croats, 1 Serb a little bit for the failure to extend upon their lead in the last couple of minutes or so. The goal-scoring troubles haven't completely deserted them, but they're doing enough, and that one is a huge goal. With 24 seconds to go, they open up a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, Swizz there with the bump on the backboard first, and then the other bump as well. Oh, Swizz actually with the double bump, and it definitely did open some space in the defense for 3 Croats, 1 Serb. And yeah, very good goal there, Swizz. No assist for him, but definitely if Rocket League actually counted bumps as an assist, then he would have got 2 here, because that were 2 great bumps to open up the field, to open up the goal there for 3 Croats, 1 Serb to get an open net. 10 seconds to go, 2 goals up. They can't lose it right now. I don't want to jinx it right now, but I don't think it's going to happen. The ball is going to be chopped down now. It's not going to happen, and we see 3 Croats, 1 Serb taking game number 2, and for the first time of today, and for the first time in the ECC Season 9, we're not seeing a clean sweep on stream.
No, this series is tied at 1 as the favourites have pegged back the underdogs with a professional performance here in Game 2. Got the job done. Not as many shots on target for them, but they took the opportunities that presented themselves more clinically. And now heading into Game 3, I think their confidence will have returned. But I don't think the confidence will have left Ascence either. They've still got a game in this series, and you wouldn't exactly say that they played poorly in that game. They were still defensively strong at the beginning. What do you think that they have to do to try and take the momentum back here in Game 3 and put 3 Croats, 1 Serb under some pressure again?
I mean, first of all, I would say, try to hope for the mistakes 3 Croats, 1 Serb are making, because they definitely do make some mistakes, some missed touches, and I think Ascence actually profited from that in the last 2 games, just those missed touches. And yeah, second of all, just try to control the ball a little bit more. They've been giving the ball away a lot, and just banging the ball forward it's just not gonna work in Champions Conference. It's just you're just giving the ball away to 3 Croats, 1 Serb, and they will just take control. We have seen 3 Croats, 1 Serb. They can take control pretty well, definitely when they have a lead. So yeah, definitely that's something Ascence need to improve on. And this game number 3, of course, the game to get into match point in game number 4. So yeah, a big match here to come up. And yeah, both of these teams definitely can take it. Both of these teams already won one single game each. But yeah, it can go anyway. Both teams are really close to each other.
And Swizz with the shot. Huge stop by Jordan there, preventing the early goal for 3 Croats, 1 Serb. So it's backs to the wall again for Ascence defensively. They clear it out up to halfway now. Brappo is going to chase this one down and might have the angle for it, but a little bit too close to the ground. And now they'll chase it up to the halfway line. Sent straight back. Speedy makes another clearance to keep the ball through midfield as Brappo is lurking on the left wing to try and win possession back themselves. Bump in midfield opens up the play, but it will be Alpen to get the touch. And Ascence recover themselves. 2-on-2 headed the other way now as it's Jordan looking for Speedy. Blocked in front by Brappo, who's just been all over the place in this series so far.
Yeah, 1 minute played here in this game, and we see some offense now from Ascence trying to get a first goal. Will it happen now? It will be Brappo getting the save. A great save from him. Brappo tries to keep it up in the middle now, trying to find one of his teammates. Speedy, last man, goes for it. And we see Brappo really over in defense, trying to get a squishy save from there. It's not going to work as Brappo still keeps up the pressure for Ascence. This is another Ascence that we were used to seeing in the first 2 games. But finally we see some calm after the storm. But now Speedy, there's a ball forward. Can't really control it as Rapper gets it to the opposing corner. Jordan now going for the shot. Alpen will be saving it. Speedy now with the shot. It will be over the bar. You now see Swizz just clearing it out for the matter of time. A lot of pressure just came out there from Ascence. Something we haven't really seen all series long from them. So, you know, goals just came out of nowhere really from Ascence. But now, you know, this pretty much rewarded into a goal way more than the last goals they have scored. But it still remains goalless in this game number 3. But definitely, this has been Ascence's game. And they will prove that here as Jordan will get themselves onto the score sheet. 1 over Ascence.
And 2 minutes into this game 3, the underdogs are in front again, and they look to be playing their best game of the series so far, and I think that was overdue after the way that the first couple of games have gone. So we'll see now if they can begin to play their brand of Rocket League a little bit more and expand upon the advantage. This would be bad news for 3 Croats, 1 Serb, but they've been handed an absolute gift there from the corner. That clearance is not an ideal one there made by Jordan, and Swizz was on hand to capitalise.
Yeah, in the end, you know, Rapper went for that corner boost, but first of all, a whiff from his teammate in the corner. It's not something Rapper expected, so it was a little bit late to get into his own goal. And, you know, I've talked about those whiffs Ascence are making, and they are just happening too much in the Champions Conference 3 here. It's a very competitive division. We already said that, but, you know, you can't make these kind of mistakes. You know, little waves here, another wave here, as Swizz will get his second, actually the second gifted goal for him. And just like in last game, Ascence just give away the lead, as it's 2-1 now for 3 Croats, 1 Serb.
And once again, they concede the first goal, but turn it around to take the lead as we approach the halfway point of this game 3. And the pressure is on Ascence now to produce a response of their own. Back from the halfway line, it is Swizz to put it all the way into the corner. Alpen chased it down. Swizz will put it middle for Brappo, who blazes it over the bar. That was a real opportunity for them to go 3-1 up, and Ascence now on the counter-attack, trying to tie it up. Alpen blocks it over to the left wing. Swizz is up there to get contact off of the ceiling. Brappo follows it up. Nice and quick reactions there on the passing play from 3 Croats, 1 Serb as they work the ball into the corner. Now Alpen without boost was hoping to centre it. Brappo in there again with the block. They've done that so many times in this series, just putting pressure on the defenders as they're trying to transition out of their own third, and it's worked really well.
Yeah, definitely. They know the tactics, they know how to play with it, but in a sense, still 1 goal down, and they need to try to, you know, make something happen. That's a great pass and play here. Rapper with the shot, but Alpen, great save, great positioning as well into the goal. Now a shot trying to come in. Speedy now with the shot and bump there in the goal of 3 Croats, 1 Serb as well. Well, that's dangerous there from Brappo, but almost got it over the last man of Ascence. Alpen trying to keep it into the offensive half, but Ascence really trying to get the second goal. They've had so many shots. It's really, you know, game 1, but then in reverse where, you know, Ascence are having so many shots, but just none of them can get past the defense of 3 Croats, 1 Serb. Is it going to end up in a, you know, in the open net then for 3 Croats, 1 Serb that they can just score at Ascence? I have no idea. We're just going to see Swizz now with the clear into the corner. 1 minute 14 to go. Still 1 goal lead for 3 Croats, 1 Serb. And while the time is really ticking now for Ascence.
Yeah, I think that they need to maybe get creative a little bit. And, well, as I say that, there's the most creative player I think we've seen in this series so far, as the attacking player on the backboard goes for the dunk off the defender and into the net. It goes to tie up this game for Ascence with 1:04 to go. And I was just going to comment, had play gone on there about how Ascence had been, they were throwing the ball at the net a little bit too much, and I think they needed to carve out a real golden opportunity, and that's exactly what they did to tie it up.
Yeah, I mean, a clean goal to be fair, you know, clean double, but it's just in the wrong net, mate. It's you have to score those at all the net, which they're definitely trying to do now. 3 Croats, 1 Serb in the offense, off the backboard. Mr. Jordan with the wave, it drops down, but it's getting cleared now by Rappa. Important clear for him as the ball now bounces into the corner. Brappo tries to keep offense going without any boost. Speedy now finally clears it up, but Alpen now for the follow-up. Finally the ball is cleared, but possession now for Swizz. Not the best touch though. The ball gets into the corner. Possession wasted. 25 seconds to go. You don't really want to waste possession in this position of the field, as Brappo now tries to take it by himself. 0 boost to work with. It seems like really the 3 Croats, 1 Serb players are all boost starved. Swizz 24 boost, missing the ball because of that. Alpen goes up for that, popping it up. Swizz just collected 1 other boost with the redirect now, but it's not powerful enough to speed it. We'll get an easy clear. as we, this game looks like it's going to be in overtime in game number 3, unless Breppo can make something magical out of this. But Mr. Jordan will just try to drop it down. He does indeed, and we have the first overtime of the series.
It's an overtime that this series is very deserving of, but it looks like it could be a kickoff win. Breppo goes with a fake and rolls it into the bottom right corner. It's a fantastic finish, just 5 seconds into OT, winning game 3 for 3 Croats, 1 Serb.
Yeah, and you have to feel so bad for Rappa there, because he really went for that save. He actually won the, well, not won the 50, but he didn't get trapped into the fake. He was just standing strong there. He went for the 50, but in the end, it was such a very strong 50 from Breppo. Just won the game in the end. In the end, Breppo, a really good 50 from him as well. You could respect that, but it has to hurt for Ascence. We saw it in game number 1 where 3 Croats, 1 Serb were just all over Ascence and lost that game. This time it will be Ascence, having all the shots ready, and in the end, still losing that game with 3-2. So much pressure Ascence had, but in the end, 3 Croats, 1 Serb win the game early on in overtime. So definitely it will be, kind of equalizing on that part, a win against a run of play. But 3 Croats, 1 Serb got another win in the bag and will be in match point going into game number 4, a crucial game for both of these teams. And it can go anywhere. Ascence, we have seen how close they can make the games. After game number 1, I was kind of doubting them because they were just so much under the pressure. Well, they got that game, but then in the end, they I think after they just lost 2 games in a row. So you're just gonna see Ascence, can they come back from this? We saw them winning a game against a run of play, but yeah, we have to see this game number 4 which side is gonna go. If it's going to the 3 Croats on Serb side, of course, we will be seeing them as the winners of this series. Game number 4 is underway.
We are here in Beckwood Park for this one to see if the favourites can close out the series here in game number 4, or if Ascence can take them back and force it to a decider. And I think they'll be a little sad that they lost the previous game in the fashion that they did. They'll believe that they were the better team, and of course you concede an overtime winner like that early on in the extra frame, it can be very demoralising for you. But I think 3 Croats, 1 Serb are deserving of their series lead overall, even if they maybe didn't necessarily deserve to win game 3. It was a very good performance from them in game 2, and I think that's what's really separating the 2 sides at the moment. They're putting on the early pressure as it's Alpen to direct it downwards. Zeki is up for this one, and Rapper got in there to make the block. A big save early on for Ascence to prevent the early goal.
Pressure still coming on, 4 minutes to go, and which is early on in this game. Number 4, 3 Croats, 1 Serb trying to finalize this series, of course, by winning this game number 4. Now it will be Swiss trying to get it in. It will fall off the backboard now. Alpen trying to get it in, but gets demonstrated off by Rappa, as now it is a counter-attack by Ascence, trying to create something out of this, but Swiss now has no boost to work with, and with their speedy pops it into the middle, has followed up himself as there's no teammate to follow it up for him. Now it will finally be Segi able to get it out. 3 minutes 40 seconds to go, and we saw some early pressure from 3 Croats, 1 Serb, but we saw Ascence as well with that counter-attack. But definitely it is just waiting for the first goal to come in this game 4.
It is another lengthy stretch of scoreless Rocket League in a very gritty series overall, the first of league play for both of these sides, and I think that is very much to the script. The tactical gameplay is very much there, but I think they're still a little bit rusty and not really knowing what to expect from the Champions Conference 3 overall, but both teams have at least gotten a game in this series. It is Ascence that need to try and win the next one though if they are to force it to a decider, and right now it is Zegi in the defensive third, taken away by Speedy, and Jordan is chasing that ball down the right wing, surely an opportunity to pass it into the middle. Swizz gets the clear, and then there might be a shot for Rapper, saved along the line by Zegi. Huge stop there, that ball was 90% over.
Yeah, he was just standing still in the goal, he was like, he's just savage, just saving the ball, clearing the ball, like nothing's happening, but the ball was like 90% over, really, very composed by Zagi there in goal, keeping the goal, or keeping this game scoreless as we approach half-time. Now Swiss trying to get away into the middle, see Zagi going up really early for them, but Rappa denies it. Not a great touch by Alpen here, tries to still get it whiffs, and that costs a lot of boost for him as Rappa in the corner tries to find one of his teammates. Swiss clears it out. BD tries to take control here, 20 boosts to work with, it's not a lot. So I think he's gonna get beat here. Alpen going for it, and he beats his opponent actually, but also bombs his own teammate. 2 minutes to go. Still a goalless game, and quite a much slower game. Not very much goals in this game so far compared to the first 3 games actually. But definitely it will be Ascence. They are in the need to score the first goal, or actually just win this game after all, because otherwise of course they will be out of the series. So all the pressure is on them from now on.
Yeah, definitely. As long as they're not behind, 3 Croats, 1 Serb will have a lot of faith in themselves to get the job done in this game for them in the series. If they can just break through the opposition defense on one occasion, the shots have been in the Ascence's favour in this one, though, and they're not really high-quality scoring opportunities other than the one that Zeki made the stop on along the goal line. So it has been a deservedly 0-0 scoring game, and the pressure is on Ascence to make something happen. Rapper might just get to do that here off the right wing, deflecting it forwards, all the way into the offensive third it goes. Zeki steps in to make the clear, but Mr. Jordan sends it straight back. Alpen chips it up into midfield. 2 players up for this for 3 Croats, 1 Serb. Can Rapper reach this? No, Alpen cuts out the potential shooting lane. Now Mr. Jordan over to the far corner, but still no real clear-cut opportunities at goal as we have 1 minute to play.
Yeah, and still goalless. Only one shot for 3-1 Serb as they kind of, getting pressured there by Ascence. Ascence really trying to get the goal, but here is 3-1 Serb, possibly the second shot and the goal, but no, it will be wide. See the counter-attack. Ascence also almost, Mr. Jordan almost got it past 2 guys, but now double save there by Swiss. And Swiss now trying to follow the ball up off the ceiling, trying to get it to his teammate maybe, but no, can't find any connection there. The ball falling off the side wall. Ascence really desperate to find that first goal of this game. They're really looking for it, but it's just not really working out for them. Just like last game, they had so many shots, but in the end, it's just not really working out for them. But here's 3-1 Serb and Alf trying to get a shot in. It will be saved by Jordan as this game also approaches an overtime unless someone scores here. But just like last game, a really, really close game. But yeah, we just are yet to see who's going to be the victors of this match.
Ascence, they fought hard and they scrapped to try and create an opportunity but couldn't do so, and we have a 0-0 game heading into overtime. Will there be another quick winner for 3 Croats, 1 Serb? It doesn't look like it. Alpen has taken on the ball in a very difficult position, but they've gotten it to Zeki! Oh, and it hits the crossbar. Swiss is up there for the rebound, another one off the bar, and it looks like Ascence will recover to make the clear, but Jordan has no boost to work with. Does get the flick up top anyway, and Rapper tried to follow it up. Swiss got in there to make the interception after some huge chances to open overtime for 3 Croats, 1 Serb.
Yeah, and it was so close to series done and dusted with a 3-1. 3-1 Serb almost got that goal, but in the end, it just bounced off the crossbar. And now Zeki going for the shot, saved by Mr. Jordan. Another shot coming in, and finally Alpen will get the win here for 3-1 Serb. It's, we were just waiting for this. 3-1 Serb in the overtime with so much pressure. They didn't do anything in regular time, but in overtime they showed what they can. And 3-1 Serb victories of this series, a 3-1 win for them, beating out the underdogs. It was a pretty close series, to be honest, but in the end, Ascence, they need to give the winner to 3 Croats and 1 Serb.
Yes, I think Ascence were very much trapped in a pressure cooker for the duration of the series, and eventually they did crack in those couple of overtimes, which were pivotal moments that they needed to get the goals in if they were to keep themselves in contention. But hopefully they won't feel too bad about themselves. They got a game out of this series against a team that at least I personally believe to be the favourites to win this Champions Conference 3. So if that does indeed come to fruition, a singular game against them could be a very respectable haul against other sides that may well not be able to take any. So even though they've had a defeat here in the first match of league play, it's not the end for Ascence, and I'll look forward to seeing them back in action again and maybe try to pick up a victory against a lower seeded team.
Definitely. Well, and in day two, or in the week 2, I have to say, they have to play against Peter Griffin Fan Club, which is quite a decent roster as well. Second seed, so they're definitely not playing against the worst ones to start off this season with. But yeah, for 3-1 Serb, they have to play against Mies Luminous. Also a quite decent roster, which can be probably a little bit more difficult than Ascence, so they can make themselves up to for that match, possibly a harder challenge for them. But definitely, we have seen a pretty solid 3-1 Serb. In the end, that first game was a little bit unfortunate, but after that, they picked themselves up together really, really well. After games like that, you could maybe think, we had so much pressure, but in the end, we still lose a game like that. It's a little bit unfortunate, but in the end, they came back really, really well from that, and in the end, won the series, won 3 games in a row, and of course, won the series, the best of 5 after that. For Ascence, there are some things to improve on. For definitely, those waves in defense. Probably getting some pressure as well on the opponents seem to be quite a struggle, and also, finishing the chances has really been a story of this game. if both of these teams actually were a little bit more accurate, I definitely could have seen another scoreline. If Ascence were more accurate, definitely maybe they could have won that game, won that series actually. But in the end, a lot of shots were just not converted into the net, and in the end, we see 3-1 Serb taking the victory over Ascence, a 3-1 victory for them. So yeah, a very, very good matchup there, and very good win as well by 3-1 Serb.
And so that brings this stream to an end. The first of ECC9 League play. We saw 3 matches this evening, a couple of sweeps for all unified in Division 3, HG Esports in the Vortex, and a 3-1 victory for 3 Croats, 1 Serb over Ascence just now. But the real action is only just beginning as we are here in week 1, and there are sure to be plenty more streams yet to come over the next 10 weeks or so, as the biggest ever ECC season gets itself underway in exciting fashion. But for now, we're going to head over and raid the Imperial Esports League. But before then, a word from our sponsors.
Valor is an esports club for aspiring professionals. To make sure you get the best esports experience, we provide quality, structured, and most of all, fun esports education through our dedicated coaching team and an innovative learning platform. Currently, we support Rocket League, Valorant, and CSGO. Start your esports journey today. Sign up for a free trial to test our program at valoresports.com.